أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and jazakumullah khair for joining us for day 7 of Little Ramadan Reminders. Today we are going to be talking about the reminder of all reminders, and that is death. And I'm sitting here in my basement, which is approximately the depth of an average grave. The average grave is about 6 feet deep and 6.5 feet in length and about 3 feet in width. And that means that it's approximately 117 cubic feet. And dirt weighs around 75 to 100 pounds per cubic foot. And that means there will be between approximately 8,770 pounds and 11,700 pounds of dirt dumped on our faces, and we will be left there. People will walk away and they'll go back to their lives, and most people will forget that we even ever existed. And then everything will be put into perspective. أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us that wherever you are, however protected you think you are, wherever you may be, death will find its way to you. Even if you are in a fortified tower, even if you are in the most secure place on the face of the planet, death will reach you. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam reminded us to remember hadim al-ladhat. أكثر من ذكر hadim al-ladhat. Profusely remember the destroyer of all desires, al-maut, and that is death. And therefore, we are told repeatedly throughout the Quran, we're reminded of death, we're reminded of what is coming after death, because it is the single greatest and most important reminder in our lives. Everything in our lives revolve around this point in time that is coming to us no matter what we do. No matter what we do, the one thing in this life that's guaranteed is death. Your next breath is not guaranteed. Your next meal is not guaranteed. Seeing a member of your family who you're not with at this exact moment is not guaranteed. Absolutely nothing in this world is guaranteed for you except for death. Death is the only thing that you're absolutely certainly going to reach, and we need to prepare for it. It is the day, or is the moment, when all of your deeds end. All of your opportunity to do anything ends, and you've either done good or you've done bad. If you've built a large financial empire, or if you have all sorts of houses, or you have all sorts of travel plans, and you pass away, it's all left behind. And the only thing that you have is your deeds, and whatever you left of good actions that continue after you've passed away. Umar ibn al-Khattab radhiallahu anhu, it is narrated that he had a ring, where on the inside of the ring there was an inscription that said, "Kafa bil mawti wa'idan ya Umar." Death is enough of a reminder or an advisor, O Umar. It is enough to put you in your place, to know where you belong. You are not a king on earth. You're not going to live forever. We are all going to die. Even if we were to live 1,000 years, we are still going to reach death, and we are still going to be held accountable for 1,000 years of life, which obviously would be potentially a much worse situation than just living 30, 40 years. And this is why death is a reminder, in that it causes us to go back and check our actions. It makes us go back and double check, are we doing the right thing? Am I living my life the right way? Death is a reminder. It's not something that's meant to just be forgotten, and then once it comes to you, you didn't expect it and you didn't prepare for it. No, we are ordered to have taqwa. We are ordered to prepare. We are ordered to protect ourselves from this moment. We are ordered to go towards this moment having at least prepared something for it. Taqwa is living your life by checking what Allah Azza wa Jalla wants from you. Making sure that, because that moment, what comes after death, it all depends on whether or not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with us, and whether or not we've protected ourselves from His accountability. And to protect ourselves from accountability, as we mentioned, is achieved through taqwa, where we check the hukm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we check our intentions and make sure to guard these two things, to make sure that we only obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that our intentions are only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to trust in Him and to love Him and to thank Him for whatever might come. And that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allah yuhibbul mutawakkilin. And then we know that Allah Azza wa Jal has ordered us to live according to His guidance through the 5 ahkam, through the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where we organize everything in our lives according to the fard and the mustahab and the halal and the makruh and the haram. Everything in our life is organized by these 5 ahkam, and we know what hukum is for everything in our lives. That's how we best protect ourselves, and that's how we live a spiritual life full of closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that when we approach death, we've lived a life full of taqwa and tawakkul, and according to the 5 ahkam of Allah Azza wa Jal, we've lived according to the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and lived a spiritual life. And therefore, as we approach death, our lives have been according to what the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We've lived as true ibad to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fulfilling our role. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah has not created us except to worship Him. We're not here to just eat and make money and visit friends and go and just do random things and enjoy ourselves and then suddenly death. Did Allah Azza wa Jal create this world? Did He create us in this world just for entertainment and play? If that was the case, He would have put us straight into Jannah. We're here to be tested. We're here to show our deeds. We're here to show our efforts, how much work we're going to put in to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how much we're going to sacrifice to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And death is what pulls us back to this reminder if we ever forget. Because we were called insan, humans, in Arabic. Insan, it comes from the word nasa, which is to forget. Nasiya. A human being forgets constantly. So human beings forget. We forget about our akhir. We forget about death. And so we have to أكثر من ذكر هادم اللذات. We must profusely remember the destroyer of all of our desires and all of our ambitions and all these things, even though it doesn't mean that we stop our ambitions, but rather we put those ambitions in the context of the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this allows us to be prepared for the day. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ. On the day where it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how big and strong your family is, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is how much good deeds you have and how much good you've left behind. It's a day when يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه. It is a day when you're going to run away from your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your spouse, your children, your friends, everyone you knew. It doesn't matter who you think is your buddy. None of that matters at that point in time. You're going to run away from all the people that you knew. And because لكل امرئ منهم, each one of them, you and them, شأن يغني, you will have something that's completely distracting you, and that is your book, that is your accountability. And if you've prepared for it, you're still going to be focused. فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه, whoever has been given his book in his right hand, فسوف يحاسب حسابا يسيرا, and he will be given an easy accountability. وينقلب إلى أهله مسرورا, and he will be turned back to his family happy. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ, and whoever has been given his book behind his back, فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا, he will be begging, he will be screaming for help or for respite or to be just obliterated into nothing. وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا, and he will be thrown only into the hellfire. And so this is the reminder of death. It's to tell us, don't forget about that day where you have to prepare. Allah Azza wa Jal did not create this world just for us to play around in. This is a place of testing. It's a place of difficulty. It's a place of hardship. We need to treat it like that. We need to work our very hardest to prepare for this moment so that we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala having lived a life of taqwa and tawakkul under His guidance as His ibad through a spiritual life. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make death a constant reminder for us, to bring us closer to Him through this reminder, and so that we meet Him with Him pleased with us, having done what we can, having left as much sadaqah jariyah, as much good deeds that continue on after us, whether it's children that make dua for us, or whether it is books that we've written, or videos that we've made, or da'wah that we've done, or any good that we've left on the earth. Go and do something for your akhirah. Prepare for death. Death is coming to you, whether you like it or not, whether you think about it or not, it's coming to you. Take it seriously. Don't just forget about the consequences of our actions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan the start of our best days. And may we last on this until we meet Him. Jazakumullah khair, and inshallah we'll see you tomorrow for day 8. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.